Today, two good things happened and one bad thing happened. The first good thing is I got a Hall Pass poster. I like Hall Pass. The second good thing is I got these two Matrix movies on Blu-ray, and they're the good Matrix movies. There's one other Matrix. It's not a good movie. And the bad thing about today is I saw Abduction. What a waste of my life. Abduction. So Abduction, when I first saw the trailer, I was anticipating it. I wasn't caring about Taylor Lautner. I was more interested in Alfred Molina, and I was interested in the action because it looked like it could have been a great movie. With that premise, with that kind of concept, they could have made an excellent movie out of it. They could have gone with excellent, or they could have gone with dog shit. What did they do? They fell towards the dog shit. The acting in this movie, everyone complains about it. It's not the worst, except for the two main people, which is Taylor Lautner. He's not the worst, actually. He's not the worst actor in it. It is actually the chick. Now, I don't know what her name is, but she has like these big old eyebrows, and they're big, okay? They're like big. You might think mine are big, but they're not. Hers are like bam. She can't act. Like, she delivers these horrible lines. Her dialogue was shitty anyway. She does this face after she says every line. She was a bad actress. Alfred Molina was my only big thing that I actually liked about this movie, because I liked his character. I wanted him to be a really good guy, but he's kind of not the biggest good guy. He has his kind of twist sort of thing. By the end, you know, he's not the best guy, but he was good. He had one pretty funny scene where he faked to be dead, and then he just got back up and shot this guy. That was badass. He had his badass moment. But Sigourney Weaver, I'm not a big Sigourney Weaver fan. She was good in Paul and the Alien movies, but I'm not a big fan of her. She looks like a horse, but that's offensive. But she was okay in this movie. She didn't save it or anything. I didn't like her character. I didn't really understand why she blew up and then she came back. They just did these awful cam reviews where you can't tell what's happened. So you're just thinking, wow, okay, that's happened. Then it didn't happen. Like, it would have made so much more sense if this thing happened, but it didn't. So the story, you're like, what? It's not a confusing story, but it's the way it's represented. You don't know. You're like, that's cool. Wait, what? What? The action, it had its good moments, but it had its bad moments also. Especially there's one scene where they're on a train and they're fighting, and then he just gets this guy hits Taylor Lautner's head into the window, and it just breaks. Like, he didn't hit it hard. It was like and the whole glass went, and then it was so fake. And there's just so many scenes. Like, when they're fighting, he does this little dialogue thing in his head that his dad told him, and the fighting just stops. Like, it's not in slow motion. It just stops. Like, the guy lets him think. He's like fighting him, and then he'll just stop and go. And then Taylor Lautner takes him down. But no, I'm not a fan of this movie, but I will give it this. Alfred Molina was good. The concept was good, but it wasn't represented very good. Directed, not so well. I reckon it could have been directed by somebody else, because there were some horrible cam reviews, but there were also some good ones also. The movie, I'm not going to recommend it, but I'm going to give it a really, really low 2 out of 5 stars. I was going to give it a 1.5, but I liked it much more than Conan, which I did give 1.5, so I'm going to give it if I could, 1.9, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go with 2. Very low 2 out of 5. It is a bad movie. I will not be buying it. I will not be seeing it again. I don't recommend it unless I know the girl's going to see it because of Taylor Lautner. But it's not good. Tried too hard to be good. Had some really stupid scenes, some really bad dialogue, like horrible dialogue. Not worth seeing. Abduction. Subscribe. See Hall Pass. See The Matrix. Skip this.